Alright guys, welcome to another beer review. Got another Italian craft beer, and this is the Brewmaster's Choice IPA from Target2000 from, of course, Italy. Now, I reviewed that American ale while I was a little bit half cut, to be honest. You might have seen that review, I'm not too sure. But yeah, an IPA, colour is deep gold, IBU count is 50, and the ABV is 5.8%. And let's see what hops: Willamette and Cascade in dry hopping. So yeah, funky artwork, hand drawn. Do really like that style. I think it's pretty much the same as the one that I've already reviewed, just a different colour, and obviously type has changed. And then you've got a really lovely simple crown of a nice couple of hops there. How nice did they look? So yeah, another try at some Italian craft beer. These beers were bought by my the better half, who was in Italy, in Rome, or Rome in Italy, I should say. Didn't need to have. I could have said Rome or Italy. Didn't really matter, because I'm sure by now, and obviously if you're of the proper age watching this, you know where both Rome is, and you know that Italy is where Rome is. I messed myself up, so maybe my own thing is wrong there. Yeah, I've only had two beers tonight. Went to a tasted event, and I reviewed a beer for it. But anyway, let's get on with the beer review. Off to a cracking start, as usual. So yeah, I've rinsed out the glass from my last review, so it's not completely dirty. So, beer in a glass. And that is a nice sort of like dark golden colour. It's got some orangey hues, but when you hold it up to the light, you do get a more golden colour, and you can actually see that now. Maybe a slight amber colour to it. It looks a little lighter on camera, but it's got some nice bubbles in there. Carbonation isn't too strong, and as you can see, didn't really pour it with a head at all. So when I generate some head, that's what she said. It's terrible. Yeah, about one finger's worth of a fluffy, slightly off-white head. So yeah, it's what you expect from an IPA. Let's see what we get in the aroma. And the cat's just jumped on the table, so I apologise if you got any shake in there. You definitely get those hops. What hops is this? Willamette and Cascade. Yeah, you get that familiar citrusy Cascade sort of aroma. Well, citrusy, cascadey aroma. A little bit of like a herbage there as well. Herbaceous, is that the right word? Maybe a little bit of like a fresh mint. Slight sherbetiness, maybe a slight pepperiness as well. Sugared sweets. Getting like it's not a boozy tone, but it reminds me of like a spirit, and I'm not too sure what it is. Can't put my finger on it. But yeah, slight ranch cheese fruit pastel sweetness there. You're not really picking up too much bitterness on the aroma. I'd say it's a little bit more fruity than tropical or like a classic bitter IPA. But not that much. It's not, an overwhelming aroma. Not really punching or biting, but it is, fruity, and you do pick that up. But yeah, it smells nice and pleasant. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. It's interesting. Flavour-wise, you're not really getting much fruitiness. You're not really getting any tropical tones. It tastes maybe a little more like a light, traditional British style IPA. Yeah, you get this nice sort of like sweet caramel malt there. Maybe like a slightly, when the caramel's been, well, it does taste a little bit like caramel from that malt. like maybe slightly overdone, so it's not burnt, but it's got that slight tingy thing to it where it's a little bit more like refined and not really overly sweet. But you definitely get those malts, but I wouldn't say it's like a full-bodied beer. A rather light body to it, with some nice spritzy carbonation in there. Grassy. And now that I've poured the rest of that beer in, getting a little more of like a slight pine needle sort of flavour to it. But it's not dank. You don't get, well actually, maybe a slight marijuana taste to it as well. Don't really pick that up on the aroma. And I was saying when I was smelling it, I got the impression of like a spirit of some sort in there. You don't get any alcohol flavour wise. No alcohol burn, nothing like that. I mean, I wouldn't really expect it at 5.8%. So, I don't know. It's a nice beer, but I didn't really. I was somewhat expecting it to be a little bit more hoppy, a little bit more hop forward. But to me, it tastes more like a traditional British blonde ale, maybe. You do get that Cascade hop in there. Adds a nice citrusy bite to it. Bitterness, yeah, it does taste like a beer that has an IBU count of 50. So it's not too much, but not, pedestrian. I haven't used that word for a long time to describe an aspect of beer. But yeah, hopheads will be very underwhelmed with this one. But if you like a slightly citrusy hop, you do get that hop character. I'm not saying it's not hoppy. The hop presence is there. But it doesn't really seem to lean to a particular style. And if so, it's more like a traditional British blonde ale that's slightly hopped, or a traditional like English style IPA where you get a little bit more of that malt presence. It's got nice earthiness to it. There's a little bit of like a spicy kick as well, which could come from the yeast. I'm not too sure what sort of yeast they use. I mean, you only really can see. I mean, malts are pills, caramel pills, Weizen, and caramel Munich. So, yeah, it's going back to that British style golden ale. That sort of kind of lends itself into like a German Helles beer. And you get that on the texture of the beer. You get that slight, refreshing, say, ever so slightly savoury lager taste from this one. But is it really an IPA? I'm not too sure. But it's a nice little brew. It just promises a lot more on the aroma than it delivers in the flavour. But it's still very drinkable. And yeah, not too bad. In terms of a rating, I could easily give this maybe a 7 out of 10. Yeah, not too bad. If you ever get a chance to try this, definitely go for it. Definitely check these guys out if you haven't done so already. If you ever find yourself on like a little Italian getaway, then yeah, this is from Target2000. Not too sure where they come from out of Italy. The writing's a bit too small, but I will put their links down below as well, links to like Rate Beer and stuff where they talk about this beer so you can find out for yourself. But yeah, 7 out of 10, not too bad. It just could deliver maybe a little bit more. It seems like it doesn't really know what sort of style it wants to be. But yeah, a nice example of Italian craft beer. I could definitely think of a lot worse beers that I've tried in this style. But yeah, it just doesn't really deliver 100% for my palate anyway. I could definitely see a lot of people really liking this. It's a perfect transitional beer. It's one of those beers that's going to go well with pretty much any cuisine, any social situation. So that works in its favour. And yeah, if you haven't done so already, check out my previous review from these guys. I'll put the link down below. Anyway, if you've tried this beer, let me know your thoughts and opinions. If you've tried any other beers from this brewery, let me know. Excuse me. What's some of your favourite Italian craft brewers? Hit me up in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you will join me in the next beer review. Anyway, thanks a lot, and chin chin. Cheers.